pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight, I ask you to stand for a moment of silence for our former Congressman Maurice Hinchey. Thank you. Roll.
Bram Kassoon.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
John Francois, absent. Sid.
Here.
Witt. Here. Kleiner.
Here.
Burr. Massey.
Here.
President Rodriguez.
Here.
And we have a quorum.
Approval of minutes.
Tonight we have the minutes from the council meeting of November 6, 2017.
So moved. By Massey, seconded by Witt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence.
Nothing to see.
For the good of the city, if you'd like to address this council, please step forward. You have 4 minutes.
Oh, dirt. That makes it go a lot faster. And just because I like you so much.
Hi. Bob Dietrich, Chestnut Street. I have two things. One is just before coming here, about 7 o'clock, I went to vote in the school district decision in terms of selling the school, and I was number 28.
Low profile.
That's not too good, you know.
Where was this?
Where?
Yeah.
At Presidential.
I was 6 at 8 in the morning.
You were 6. So one of the things is for the people out there in TV land, your vote does count. I mean, if you have 50 friends on Facebook, which a lot of people do, you know, in a vote like this, you could definitely influence what happens in your school district. So the other thing that's actually when I got back from that vote, and I was sitting down to eat, I looked online at the agenda, and I saw something regarding local law 6, which is increasing the salary of the mayor and the council presidents, which I have, no problem with at all. I think when you think about it, our mayor, I don't know if there's anyone comparable, not in Orange County anyway. I mean, if we look at Newburgh, their mayor isn't a full-time position; it's a council position. Basically, they have a city manager. In Port Jervis, it's a part-time position. You know, the fellow works as a teacher full-time. Our mayor's here full-time all day, and then some. So no problem with that at all. What I was hoping is, because I didn't know what the process was, so I do have some questions regarding that. I hope that prior to introduction of the law, some of those questions will be answered. First of all, is how is the law introduced? Who introduces it? Second, as I was thinking, again, as I was eating, I was thinking of this. What's the process and policy for increasing salaries of elected officials? Just, again, questions that I think people have. So perhaps that'll be discussed tonight. Since both positions are very different, as I had said, completely different, will there be separate justifications in terms of the salary increase? And as I said, will they be comparable to salaries for mayors, council presidents in equitable cities, if we could even find one? The only one I could think of probably is Kingston around here. Perhaps there are some in Rockland County or something also, or maybe Beacon. I'm not sure what Beacon is like. The other thing I had a problem with is I couldn't find the law. I searched it on the website, and I couldn't find it. So where can someone find the full law so that they can look at it and access, and how can they access it? And finally, the fifth thing regarding this that I was thinking of is, will the public get a chance? I mean, I'm here today, but only by actually happenstance. Will the public get a chance to speak on the law, on the issue? Will we get a chance to discuss it at ward meetings with their alderpersons? So That's the only thing I had about that. Again, not about how much the salary is or anything like that, 'cause I'm sure all that comes out, and we know that our city is doing great, and we're on the rise, and things like this have to be considered. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who'd like to address the council?
Good evening. I'm Tommy M. Dale, Vice President of the Mahagan Hose Company Number One. As you all know, we finally had bids received for the Mahagan's pumper rescue truck. The truck committee went over diligently through the whole specs, page by page, word by word. Jacob received a copy today from the chief, the newly elected chief coming in. He has a copy of the letter. I left a copy on your desk. I don't want to read the whole thing to bore everybody, but these are the findings that we found between manufacturer A and manufacturer B. It's all plain and simple. If anybody would like to speak to us, we just wanted it to go on record that the committee did go through the specs and what our findings were, so you have some kind of leeway where to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Jacob, did you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else?
I'm just gonna stay silent for my 4 minutes.
Someone timing them?
Thank you. You gave me time to take care of this.
Thank you.
Okay, reports of department heads. DPW Commissioner.
Good evening, all. Is this mic on?
It is.
It is? Okay. Good evening, all. I'm going to be very brief. We have a huge, really big projects on your before you for approval and for vote. Hopefully, you can approve them for construction of the roundabout and for construction of the black dirt sewer. And I will come next in a couple of weeks, and I'll talk in more details about them, how much grants are available and so on and so forth. I want to start with good news in here for the third ward from the mayor. He just received a letter from HUD that I will, here it is. He just received a letter from HUD through Mr. Mayfield that West Main Street Drainage Project has been approved for $1.186 million. Has been released. The fund has been released, which means we can go out for bid for West Main. We're waiting for the letter for Maple Avenue drainage. So if they release the fund for this West Main, the next one is forthcoming. Very briefly, we're still picking up leaves until this Friday. So anybody who has leaves in there, by all means, just put them in the street within 3 feet, and we are continuing to pick them up. Please do it, just between now and Friday, not after Friday. That's our request. The other thing is, you can see the tracks by Wisner Avenue in there. We had to change. Unfortunately, we had to approve another emergency change order in there under $40,000 because the contractor found more rock under the railroad track itself, which we are not permitted to dig under it. Another thing, I just want to address the water main break that we had yesterday, the 12-inch water main break. It's actually a failed joint in the age of the pipe, it was 1898. Alderman Kleiner usually asks about the age of the pipe, so that's stamped right on it. I sent you a picture of it too, with the stamp, with the date. We fell behind in notifying the public about the work that is taking place, and I apologize for that. I took a couple of hours off yesterday. I paid for them because the men, they worked really 24 hours in repairing that leak in the joint. And basically, it's not water main break, it's a joint that failed. So that gives us a warning that we got to address that 12-inch water line. And so obviously I was with them throughout the day. I had to stay here because I had to do some additional work. And so my head is spinning, so that's why I want to be very brief. But on Wednesday night at 11 o'clock, it's already on our website. We're going to go back to that location on Lake Avenue. We're going to dig up that joint. We're going to remove section of the pipe and replace it with a 12-inch valve. That will enhance our redundancy in the system and the reliability in the system because we don't have too many operating valves in that section of the city. So we appreciate your indulgence and cooperation, and we regret any inconvenience for lack of water or water pressure or the traffic being blocked on Lake Avenue. With that, do you have any questions? Yes, sir.
Massey.
Jacob, just repeat that again, because I'm not sure everyone heard you and understands it. Tomorrow night at
11 o'clock.
11
yeah,
o'clock,
yeah, Wednesday,
you're going to be shutting down the water again?
we're going to be shutting down the water. We're going to try to minimize the impact as much as possible, but it could include the 20-inch water main. And people might remember what happened to us when we had the water main break on the 20-inch water main break on West Main. I think even California Avenue was without water. Pilgrim's Estate, the council president and Alderman Johnson was without water. That's why we want to do it midnight. Hopefully it doesn't have to come to that, but if it does, we're going to go all the way just to get it done and over with, because there is no easy solution.
Thank you.
Yep.
Alderman Witt.
Thank you. Commissioner, could you just elaborate a little bit more what's happening on Wisner Avenue?
Good, thank you, yes. Under Wisner Avenue, we have an old, very old sewer pipe, and that's by Midland Avenue intersection you're referring to, yes. And basically, we have an old clay sewer pipe that has collapsed partially. Really, there's nothing much left in it, and quite a bit of sewer goes under the railroad track. So we're not allowed to open excavate under the tracks. We're not even allowed to come in close to them. However, the railroad, North Fork Southern, they're very cooperative with us. They allowed us to dig within 2 feet of the railroad track to remove, usually they want it to be 10 to 15 feet far away. So to remove any rock by conventional means, meaning with the hoe ram, which is an excavator, it's got a hammer, hydraulic hammer on it to remove the rock, which we did that. However, there is still rock right after the railroad track. So what we had to do is, there was supposed to be a sleeve that's going to be jacked right under the railroad track. The size of the sleeve was 24 inches. So for us to anticipate for the rock removal, we had to increase it to 30 inches because the contractor, the specialty contractor, he has means and method within 30 inches of diameter, of pipe diameter, he can remove the rock by conventional means, meaning air hammers and so on and so forth. So that's the last emergency change order that we had to approve so that the project can progress. So now you have the 30-inch sleeve in there. We call it casing pipe. It's going to be under the railroad. Inside it, we're going to have a 16-inch sewer pipe, ductile iron sewer pipe, which is the carrier pipe. That would replace the old semi-collapsed 8-inch clay pipe. And that's exactly what we're doing. And we're going about 250 feet only, because that's all we can afford. Yep.
Alderman Kleiner.
Just very quickly, on the black dirt sewer, I know that's a lot of money, but is that the one where we're getting money from KJ to help on that project from?
No, that's the roundabout.
Oh, it's the
Coming up
roundabout.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay,
there
well-
too. Yeah, both of them are there. That KJ, that's for Orange County Transportation Council. They are part of the Orange County Transportation Council. Each municipality have funding available for their projects when their projects are available. Right. So KJ, they have a project that is not available. It's not ready to go for design and construction yet. So they generously agreed to give us about the $360,000 or so, plus or minus, from their project, so that our project can proceed with the roundabout, because they are not ready to go, but no other community volunteered to do that. There would have been other ways around it, but they made the argument much easier for us, and we sincerely appreciate that for what they did for us. And they're not going to lose that money. We're going to be supporting them to qualify under CMAQ, which is another pile of money by the federal government, because their project is curbs and sidewalks and CMAQ funding, which is available. There's a lot of money in DOT available. They'll be able to get their money back. Our project, the roundabout, does not qualify for that CMAQ, and I'm sorry I'm throwing these acronyms at you guys, but we can explain it at some point in the future. But
okay, no,
our
that's good. I'm
roundabout
just
will
trying
not
to
qualify
understand
for
it.
the CMAQ. They will. So we're going to support them to get their money back, allocated to them whenever they decide to go for their project.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Johnson.
I had one other question, Commissioner. People have been noticing the project at County Road 78 by the schools. I guess it's going to be a Stewart's shop. Could you explain our relationship to that project?
Yeah, that is town of Wallkill over there. And part of the annexation, the friendly annexation that took place between the city of Middletown and the town of Wallkill, we had to provide them 50,000 gallons of water for that property at the corner and sewer. And that's what they are doing. They're going to be constructing water and sewer line to go under County Route 78 to connect into our sewer line, which is on the other side of the road. That's why we took over, the city took over, the mayor made the deal to take over the rest of the psychiatric center. And so it's part of the city now.
Now that it's being constructed, people are paying more attention to that transaction. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Anyone else? Thank you, Jacob.
yeah, thank you.
Fire Chief.
Evening, everybody. The only thing we have going on this month is department elections, which is voted on through the membership of the department on the 12th, 3 to 9 at Central Firehouse.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Police Chief.
Good evening. Just a couple things tonight on the agenda. I have 2 items before you, one being the Nixle project, which we did a demonstration about a month ago. Just a little recap. It's a reverse 911 system. It's a software program that'll allow us to reach out to the community, have better improve and expand our communication abilities with the community. The good portion of this is that it's an elective for our community members if they would like to join it. It is their right to do so. If they would like to remove themselves, that is their right to do that as well. One of the greater features that it does have that I think will be beneficial to us as a community is we can use it for not only public safety for the police department, we could use it for the Department of Public Works, the fire department, Parks and Recs, and whatever other services that we need to reach out to the community to let them know what's going on. So that'll go before you this evening. The other item that I have on the agenda this evening is a supervisor's vehicle. It would be a patrol supervisor's vehicle, which typically lasts our department about 10 years. We normally get about 10 years of life out of those vehicles. So we would greatly appreciate your support in that. And then just a little bit of follow-up. In the last meeting, I discussed the purchase of our speed trailer that you graciously approved for us several months ago. We were able to receive that, and we did implement that on Wayway Onto Avenue last week. And as I stated, it did have a computer portion program to it that would give us some feedback and some data. So I did run 2 days worth of data just to try to get familiar with the programming and to see what type of information it does give us. So the good part of it is during these 2 days, they average about 2,700 cars in a 24-hour period that travel through that Hampshire Avenue area on Wayway Onto Avenue. The average speed of those 2,700 cars each day was 32 miles an hour, which is very good. There is some speed issues that we will have to address. There are 70% of the vehicles, of those 2,700 vehicles, are traveling less than 35 miles per hour. So we do still have a portion of the vehicles traveling in excess of that, and that we'll use this data to better address that. We will be moving the speed trailer tomorrow, hopefully to West Main Street, to get some additional data there, and then we'll move it probably periodically throughout the other areas of the city. If anybody would like to see any of these charts after the meeting, I'm more than willing to show them to you.
What's the cost of the machine?
That machine cost us just over $8,000.
Any question for the chief? Alderman Johnson.
2. Well, one statement. As far as that speed trailer, I think that's great because it puts it in more objective observation of what's happening rather than subjective, which we've basically been dealing with for a while. The other question I had was with the 911 system. How will the public know that we have that?
Once we have it up and running, my goal is to have it up early in 2018. We will put the information out on our website, on the city's website, Facebook. We'll discuss at meetings. And basically, we'll have a link off of our website, and I assume other departments would try to do the same, where people could just access and sign into that program through those links. We'll make it as easy as possible. During the demonstration of Nixle, you could also use keywords, as we did that day as a demonstration. So if we have an event or something going on, we could put out that there's a keyword. If someone texts that keyword to the appropriate number, they would automatically sign up.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Chief. Superintendent of Recreation.
Good evening. Just 2 quick items tonight. One, I'd like to thank the chief and all his men and women with the police department. We did have cops and cookies yesterday. It was very well attended. The officers were awesome. The parents and the kids loved it. And that's what this community is about. I think that's great stuff. Also, it's the last weekend for your letters to the North Pole, so let those kids get them in the mailbox, and Santa will be writing them all back. He'll be a busy guy. There is a resolution in front of you tonight. It's solutions funding, which is from the county, for the mayor to be able to sign those contracts. The city will be getting $54,000 this year in solutions funding. That's $12,000 up from 2 years ago. And the reason for that, again, is just collaboration. It's the collaboration we're doing with the police department. It's the collaboration we're doing with our community agencies. And I just see that getting bigger and better all the time. That's all I have tonight.
Any question for Chris? Thank you, Chris. Corporation Counsel.
Good evening. I just want to go into the local law process a little bit. Bob Dietrich mentioned some questions about it. And I know you on the council are familiar with it, at least I expect you would be. Dr. Johnson for sure is. But I do want to enlighten the public as to the process for it. Our charter, which really serves as state law, anytime we make an amendment to the charter, it has to be by local law. There are other provisions of our city code that also have been adopted by local law, which would, if they are amended, they have to be by local law. So the proposal today would be an amendment to the charter. Any local laws are governed by New York State Municipal Home Rule Law, very specific as to the process that we have to follow. Every local law is supposed to address just one subject, and you have to be specific about what is being changed, amended, added, whatever. Under the Municipal Home Rule Law, depending on the municipality you're dealing with, the process is a little different. For every municipality, a local law has to be on the desks of the council people anywhere between 7 days and 10 days before it can be acted on in its final form. So if the local law that has been published on the website is going to be introduced tonight, that'll be the introduction of it, and then that period of time starts counting forward, which means in 2 weeks at the next council meeting, the proposed local law could be approved by the Common Council. There is no public hearing in front of the Common Council. It's a bit of a quirk in the law, but because we are a city with a mayor, there is no public hearing in front of the legislative body. So the Common Council would accept the local law and either approve it or disapprove it. If the Common Council approves it, then there's a public hearing that is held in front of the mayor. And that has to be published in the newspaper, and a specific time is set. Then the mayor himself would hold the public hearing on it. After the public hearing is concluded, the mayor either approves or disapproves the local law. If the mayor approves it, then it's sent up to the Secretary of State for filing, and then it becomes effective. So I just wanted to lay out that process. Again, I know you members of the council are pretty familiar with it, but for those in the public who are not familiar with that process, I just want to make it clear that under state law, there is no public hearing in front of this body. It is in front of the mayor, if and when it gets approved by the council. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
Alderman Johnson.
I think it's important for all of us and all of us listening that when we have this particular topic on the floor, we're talking about the position, not the particular individual.
That is correct.
But I think somebody might say, okay, the council puts it out there, the council approves it, this law happens to be changing the salary for the position of mayor of the city of Middletown, and it comes before the sitting mayor to approve or disapprove it. How does that
It's a ministerial function.
Okay.
There is only one mayor. He can't abstain or recuse himself from it because under the law, the mayor is the person who has to have the public hearing and has to either approve or disapprove it.
Okay, I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve on that particular conversation.
Yeah, no, it does seem a little strange, but I've seen also comptroller and attorney general's opinions, not on this particular subject, but in certain circumstances where perhaps conflicts of interest present themselves. And I'm not saying there's a conflict here, but just in general, some of the opinions have come down that saying the body has to act. If everyone recuses themselves, then no action can be taken, and then the government just stops with respect to that particular subject. So there is no choice. The mayor has to act on it one way or the other.
Thank you for answering that question.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no problem. Sure.
Alderman Kleiner.
Rich, I think it technically says the chief administrative officer of the city, doesn't it? That has to act on it technically in the law.
It may say that if there is, but then it says if there is a mayor, it's the mayor.
The mayor is the chief administrative officer.
The mayor is the chief executive. Under Section 54 of the charter, the mayor is the chief executive officer of the city. No question about it. So for all intents and purposes,
it's following the law.
It is the mayor.
You might want to use that title.
Chief Executive Officer. Actually, there have been some grant applications through Community Development Office where there have been questions of who is the Chief Executive Officer of the city, and I've had to give them a legal opinion that it is the mayor based on the charter and that section of the charter and so forth. So that's why, in essence, whenever you talk about, well, gee, this place may have a city manager, we don't have a city manager. Our city manager is, in effect, the mayor, with the assistance first of the Common Council President, and then the advice and counsel of the legislative body, which is the Common Council.
Thank you, Richard.
All right, thank you.
City Clerk.
Just a few months ago, you approved the redo of the website, and I just want to let you know that we are in the process of doing that right now. The homepage colors and everything have been all done, and everything is, of course, is being done in the background, so but nobody can see it yet. But when it's time to put the website out, I'll be doing a presentation on what all the changes that'll be happening on the website. The second thing, you also approved the scanning of all the documents down in the basement. I just want to let you know that we've pulled all those documents. We got them all ready to go. They should be being picked up in about another couple weeks. So that's going to be in the process too. It's going to take around 3 months to do it because it's over 400,000 documents that's going to be scanned, which is going to be a great thing for everybody looking for items that are needed in our Laserfiche system. And that's all I have for this evening.
Any question for John? Thank you, John. Reports of aldermen and committees. Alderman Sid.
Okay. Hello, good evening. Just want to remind everyone, we're having the procession at St. Joseph's. I know it's religious, but it's also another way to come out and see what another part of our community is about. There's Mass. Everyone is welcome to come to Mass. And then after that, there's food. Food is really great. I highly recommend it. And last week was very nice to see the tree light up. It was a nice tradition, and I hope I get to live through many years to show my kids and my grandkids. And it was nice because it was the first year that I didn't march in the marching band. So that was new. And that is all. I hope everyone gets home safe. Thank you.
Alderman Kleiner.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, and thank you to your crew for working through the night for that water line break, and for getting it posted so quickly. And that's something that Nixle will do for us in the future. Let people know right away because it's quite a detour to go around, and it's a busy street. I just want to mention that I always thought it was a privilege to be represented by Maurice Hinchey. I thought he was just the most outstanding congressman in the country's history. So we have missed him. The tree lighting was terrific. The crowd was amazing. I think that's the most people I've seen out yet for a tree lighting, and the community spirit was tremendous. So congratulations to everyone involved in that. There was also a tree lighting up at Honor Emergency Housing, and the police chief was there, Officer Bailey, Officer Regino, and some others. And I have to tell you, the Middletown Police Department got such wonderful kudos from the people there. So I congratulate you for that, and thank you for the good work. Kevin will cover our meeting. Congressman Maloney, I mentioned last time about net neutrality that, it's a national issue, but it's a local issue because it affects everybody. And you want to keep the internet free and open. And Congressman Maloney will, I just got an email today, he'll be having a live Facebook town hall on tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Facebook. And it's, you just go to REP Sean Maloney. And you can ask questions live if you're a Facebook member. So I thank him for keeping that alive. I know that they're going to try and push it through, and I hope enough people raise their voices and stop it. It's how we communicate these days, and that equal information and equal opportunity. And speaking of that, we're overlooking a lot of the budget process that's gone on, and the children's health insurance, and so many things, the changes in Medicare and Social Security rules, and the budget's being overshadowed because of this tax revision that's laughingly called tax reform right now. And and I bring it up because it's going to do damage to New York State, the budget, and the tax changes, and it's going to do damage to Middletown. We had a wonderful event on Friday that I went to, and it was Main Street, Middletown, and I have the paper. Well, I have the paper here, but it's it was a lot of people from the community. And from outside of Middletown coming together, talking about DRI and talking about community development and opportunities. And a lot of the funding that the community people use and the historic preservation people use derives from the tax credits that are being taken away. And they talk privately about how difficult it's going to be to do some of these things. So this was the most disgraceful bill I've ever seen go through the Senate. And McConnell complained because no Democrat voted for it. Well, no Democrat was included in the process at any point in writing it and even being allowed to see it. It was not allowed to be discussed. This is disgraceful. And this was what you call draining the swamp? This is terrible. But it is a local issue because it's going to be very hard on New York. It's going to be very hard on Middletown. And we once had a war on poverty. Now we're having a war on the impoverished, where our richest guy, wealth, the head of Amazon, is greater than 126 countries' domestic product. So, GDP. So it's something to think about, the inequities, and terrible. And, raise your voices if you can. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Witt.
Thank you very much. Couple things. Commissioner Twill, thank you so much for the work that you folks do, you and your men and women, and it's just, the city looks great, and it's constant, that's the one thing in my time here that I've really grown to appreciate how hard you folks work, and you got good people working with you, so thank you. And Chief, thank you for presenting that information. I love those kind of numbers and stuff like that, and it sounds like it's going to be such an effective tool for you to help manage your resources. And it's an issue that's come before us, the speeding, and thank you for making that presentation. And then finally, our second ward meeting is going to be next Monday, December 11th at 7 o'clock right here. Jerry and I will be here, as well as Alderman-elect Andrew Green. He was here at the last one. He's not working yet, but he's bringing his notebook and ready to go in January. So if you want to come out and speak with us or meet him, next Monday's your chance to do it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Alderman Johnson.
Thank you. I was not able to attend tree lighting, but I will congratulate all. It was claimed to be the largest crowd ever. That's been a controversial claim in the last year or so, but I will take the media at its word. With respect to Alderman Kleiner's remarks about the tax bill, you're right, we don't have any control over it, but New York and California are states that are targeted to be hit very hard if all these things go through. So we'll see if it makes the second phase of approval in both houses. And I also enjoyed our third ward meeting last week. Thanks for all who attended. It was informal. We got to let our hair down a little bit. And we enjoyed the ward famous, not world famous, but the ward famous cheesecake prepared by Alderwoman Ramkissoon. Thank you.
Alderman Ramkissoon.
Thank you, Paul. It might be city famous. Huh?
City famous.
Goes
sorry.
farther. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was very good. It was a nice meeting. It was nice to see everybody before the holidays. On that note, just a reminder that the third ward does not hold a ward meeting in December, so you don't have to see us at all, and enjoy your holiday and your New Year's without having to come and see us. As for meetings, next Tuesday we are going to have a neighborhood watch meeting. We've been having good attendance, and the people who have attended have requested that we keep it up and not suspend for the winter just yet. So we will be here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. So I encourage everyone with any issues or concerns to certainly come on out and see us and talk to us. We always have police representation, and we really appreciate Middletown Police really being such a good partner in communicating with the residents and addressing their concerns. Chief, I know, especially considering your data on Wawayanda and the fact that we'll be checking out what's going on in West Main, we'll have a lot of happy third ward residents as relates to the speeding issues. Lake Avenue, Jacob Street, Water, all the guys, I give them a lot of credit, and it's not the first time we've seen them out in cold weather in the middle of the night, all hours, to do everything they can to try to keep service interruption to a minimum. And I thank the residents for their patience as they work really hard to resolve the problem. So thank you to them. I know that they're working as hard as they can. Leaf pickup has been really good, Jacob, as well. And I also want to thank the residents because I feel like they've been really good about keeping the leaves contained, and they're not all over the road, it seems, this year. So it's been a good year for pickup, and my thanks to the guys who are getting that done so well. Brink, the playground looks outstanding. My kids are beside themselves waiting to go on it as we drive past it every day, but they're doing an excellent job assembling it. It's certainly going to be a jewel in the crown of the Parks Department, I think, once it's completed. And also on that, it can be completed now because we have our fine letter from HUD that we can get that work done. So good news all around for the Third Ward residents tonight. And I thank you, Jacob, you and the mayor, and your persistence over the last 6 years to get this accomplished, to get us to this point. I appreciate it. It really matters, and my many thanks, because it wasn't seen, but I know it was being done. So thank you.
Alderman Massey.
I got to say, wow. I've been on this council for nearly 20 years, and it's the first time that anyone from the public, whoever the gentleman was, whatever his name is, that came up and spoke on a local law that he happened to see on the agenda. I applaud you. That's nice to see that some of the residents are getting involved. Now, I did speak to the clerk, who tells me, although you mentioned that it wasn't published, the clerk says that actually it was on the website. So I'm not sure whether it's your computer or whatever, but it's probably there. I want to thank Rich for getting up and explaining it, and obviously it'll come up in 2 weeks. The body of it, once you do finally get to read it, you will understand it. So, but I thought that was really nice in all the years. Second thing is the tree lighting. It was a fantastic. All the departments that worked together. Chris, your people did an outstanding job. Thank you. Community development, the police, the fire department. It was really nice to see the community get together like that. And I guess one thing, if you just happen to be walking up the street on West Main Street, if you really want to get to feel some of the holiday season, any old thing, and I'm not sure what number on West Main Street. I think it's probably number 9, or I guess that's the other side of the street, directly across from the old area. Stop by there, look at their window. They did, what a great job, and I'm hoping that is it number 4? Thank you very much, Jerry. In the future, that we'll get more of that. And I just want to end on this. Thursday, December 7th is Pearl Harbor Day, and I know the American Legion is having a ceremony. I think it's at 10 o'clock in the morning. I believe that's the message I got. I'm hoping I'll see some people out there. They'll be out right on Way Beyond Avenue. Thank you very much.
Okay, new business.
We have a resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Sid to authorize the police escort for the St. Joseph procession on the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe on Sunday, December 10th, 2017, beginning at 12 p.m. and lasting until 1 p.m.
Sponsored by Alderman Sid, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Sid?
Aye.
Witt?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to authorize the mayor to accept solutions funding for the Orange County Youth Bureau and, following approval, to sign any and all necessary contracts on behalf of the city of Middletown.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Sid?
Aye.
Witt?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Rampassoon to transfer $3,200 within the DPW 2017 budget to cover the cost of emergency removal of 2 trees.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Consoom, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Sid?
Aye.
Witt?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to transfer a total of $57,000 within the Police Department 2017 budget for the purchase of Nixle 360 system and the cost of a new police vehicle.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Sid?
Aye.
Witt?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez? Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to authorize the mayor to sign the Workers' Compensation Service Agreement for a 1-year period from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez. Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with the Humane Society of Port Jervis Deer Park, Inc. for animal shelter services from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez. Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to authorize the mayor to sign the assessment collector's warrant for 2018.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez. Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Sid to approve a bond reduction from T.M. DePue Engineering for High Rose Ridge subdivision from $426,000 to $293,000.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Sid, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to transfer a total of $27,185 from the sewer fund balance for unbudgeted repairs to the wastewater treatment plant.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Ram Kasoon to transfer a total of $13,500 within the DPW 2000 budget to cover the cost of overtime for the wastewater treatment plant.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Consume, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner to transfer a total of $1,700 within the DPW 2017 budget for Dan Truex Plumbing to replumb the interior sewer piping inside the house at 18 Sterling Street.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Witt. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Sid to transfer a total of $9,600 within the DPW 2017 budget to cover the cost of parts of 2 sludge piston pumps and any additional materials and supplies for the remainder of 2017 at the wastewater treatment plant.
Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Sid, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Burr. I'm sorry. President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
What do we say?
Alderman Massey, I
Yeah.
sorry.
I vote aye also. I always wait for Burr's name.
Yeah.
So you-
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey to transfer a total of $42,000 from the sewer fund balance for the emergency work at the wastewater treatment plant.
Sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Ram Kasoon,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Sid,
Aye.
Witt,
Aye.
Kleiner,
Aye.
Massey,
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Ram Kasoon to award the roundabout project to Boyce Excavation in the amount of $1,447,651 with a total project cost of $1,675,366 subject to state funds.
Alderman Rick Assume, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Alderman Kleiner.
I just have to say at this point, you know, we've come this far, and so obviously we're going to go ahead with it, but there are a lot of people who are still dubious about a roundabout in that area. And I hope it's effective. I know it'll work for traffic calming, and I hope it is effective at keeping traffic moving, though, as the intersection is now, so.
The roundabout is also Mobile Life thought about pulling out because they can't make that left. So
Is it going to help them?
They're excited about the roundabout.
Okay,
They get
that's good
faster
to know.
response from Mobile Life.
Yeah, thank you.
Any Anyone else? Alderman Johnson.
I'm sorry I didn't get to ask these of the commissioner earlier, but I had two questions. Number one, what's the time frame for the project? And number two, what's the projected local cost? I'm sorry, Commissioner.
No, that's all right. We don't know any projected over cost yet.
We don't.
No, until the project, if there's any change orders or something like that, we don't know what. Hopefully there is nothing, but you're talking about.
When it says subject to state funds.
Subject to state fund. Okay.
What's our local, 10% or?
Good. Our local is 5%.
5%.
The state has something. 80% is funded by the federal government. 15% is funded by the state.
And we're
5% is funded by us. State money is not always available at 15%. It's subject to availability. So right now there isn't that much money available, so they give us something. And the next bill, when it comes out from the state, the DOT will assign us the additional funding. So we'll be responsible ultimately for 5% of the project cost, subject to availability. If the state say, okay, we dried up, so we could be subject for a little bit more. We could be liable for a little bit more than the 5%. How much, I don't know, because I don't know how much the state is going to be short by. Usually these projects are funded 80%, 20% local fund, 80% federal fund, 20% local fund. In our case, we applied for additional grant from the state and we got it, which is the 15%. Not every project in the DOT list qualifies for that. We applied for it, we tried, and we got the 15%, but subject to availability. So.
Thank you so much for that
Yes, sir.
reminder. And what's our time frame? Do you have any idea of time frame, or does that go through the winter? How does that work?
I believe it's 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's 6 months construction.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Roll.
Rem Kassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Sid.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to award the construction contract for the Black Dirt Sewer Project to Boyce Excavation and to transfer $29,000 to the fund for the shortfall.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Consume. Any discussion? Roll.
Rem Kassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Sid.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes. That is all for new business.
Local laws.
Tonight, we have an introduction of local law number 6 of 2017, sponsored by Alderman Massey. It is a local law to amend the charter of the city of Middletown to increase the salaries of the mayor and the common council president.
Audit.
Mr. President, I move the accounts be audited, the claims be adjusted, and the city treasurer be authorized to issue warrants for their payment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Roll.
Graham Cassoon.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Sid.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
So moved.
For adjournment.
So moved.